lot. Yes, we're talking about hearts, our hearts today, and there are lots of factor that has to do with our heart issues that make people to develop heart issues. I'm going to be laying down a background on this topic so that I will really try to expand on the details so that we can get to a clear conclusion of this topic. And I'm going to use two analogies which are based on research and my personal findings. Like I said, there's a disclaimer to this my video always. I like to say that I am not in any way a professional. I don't work in the health sector. I'm not a doctor. All information that I give out today, they are based on my own personal findings, research and experiences. So please, if I say anything here that might maybe concern you in any way and you are not sure what information I'm passing to you, please by all means consult your doctor, your GP, professional health giver. I am not going to be responsible for any damages or anything that you think you heard that you're going to apply in your life that will cause you any harm. So that's why I'm saying it. I always say it, that please don't take my word for it. Try to do your own research. Try to do your own findings. If you can't do that, if you have any health issues, consult a professional and your GP, your general practitioner. So that being said, I said I'm going to be using two analogies. These analogies are going to be based on my own personal experience and researches. So as we go ahead in this topic, we go further in this topic, I'm going to tell you that my analogy is not it's going to be something that I really took my time to watch, to see, and to see the reaction of people and how it affects them. Okay, so I'll be basing my analogy on Africans, blacks, and the Caucasian white. So when I was doing this, when I embarked on this research, I got to find out a lot of things that I used to think that it's normal. I used to think that these things, they happen and it's just like that. That was before. So in the course of my investigation or my research, I found out that most of those things that I thought were just normal were not normal at all. Were not normal at all. And you may say, Alaba, wetin that one come me? Why are you, what has Caucasian and African got to do with heart. Our heart, when I finish when I finish this part of my explanation, because I will be digressing a lot in the course of our discussion today. I will be going into different angles and different sections, so that you can really understand why I chose these two examples, or chose these analogies, to be able to let you understand fully why these things affect us. Okay? So I found out that we blacks, because they said so research shows that the average life expectancy of an African male is 62, and African female 65, and the average lifespan of a Caucasian female is 85 years and a half, and the male 79 years. So why I'm talking about these issues, and why I said I wanted to go really really deep, I mean as deep as I can and I know, into this topic, is to let you understand the fact that every single action we take, every single action we make, every single action we do play a big role in our heart. Our heart does not need anything to maintain it. It doesn't need a special kind of food or a special kind of maintenance for it to be okay. The only thing our heart needs is total peace. Peace of mind, rest. So back to our background, our analogy. So when I was doing this research, I will stay on the Africans first. With all due respect, this is not to in any way disrespect the Africans and their culture. It's just a research that we should all open our minds to understand. So when I did my own research, and after I heard that fact that an average lifespan of a black of an African is, for the male is 62 and for the female is 65, I was shocked, and I said there must be more to this. There must be so much more to this. And I started to do my own findings. I started to observe certain things around me, people around me, the way we really do things. So I took my time. I took my time to do these findings, and it occurred to me that this research is true. It's true. It's true. But when we say the average the average amount of something. So for many people, they may just keep that average, and in their head they will say, hey, she said, Alaba said that African lifespan is average lifespan expectancy is 62. Hey, no, they said average. That means, like we say, 50-50, majority or less or more. So it's not all African that has that lifespan, if you get me. So the average life expectancy of an African for the male is 62, and for the women, for the female is 65. So when I started doing this research, I found out a lot that I basically said, okay, this is fact. This is fact. So I will go over them one after the other so that you can also follow and understand what I came to see, what I find out. So you know, we Africans, we love fun. We like to enjoy ourselves. These few examples that I'm going to use to describe situations that you also will agree with me that this can be factor that has to do with our heart, that affect our hearts seriously, that have too much on our hearts. We misuse our hearts so much that the moment you will understand the gravity of the magnitude of the weight you put on your heart, the day you will realize it, the day I pray and I hope, I wish that you start doing things differently. So I noticed in the course of my findings, in the course of my research, I noticed that we black people, we Africans, when we are in our social environment, we are in our parties, in the cafe, or any social gathering at all, you see the way we are excited, we are very loud. It's not a bad thing. Please don't get me wrong at all. Don't get me wrong. It's our culture. But I'm just trying to let you know how those things can be detrimental to our health as well, if we don't start to do things differently. When you go to a social gathering, for example, you go to a party, you see the DJ will put the speaker so loud, and the people are talking, the music is playing, the place is the atmosphere is tight, and you feel the vibration of that environment. What I notice is, one, I don't know if you two noticed it, but this is my own findings, that when they are in that party, in that sphere, that environment where the party is going on, you will hear people talking, which is normal. But what I found really absurd and ridiculous is trying to attack the speaker. The speakers of that is being mounted in the party venue. You will hear people speaking, talking, shouting on top of their lungs. They will be shouting. They want to outspeak the speaker. They want to talk over the speaker so that their voices will be louder than the speaker. Do you know the intensity, the amount of strength it takes you to want to speak a speaker. Guys, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say here. They will be talking and they will be shouting and they will be loud. And you will want to ask yourself why. Why? That is one. Two, you will be in a cafe or a party or somewhere in the African settings I'm talking about right now. You will be there, you see people arguing. You hear them shouting, they are arguing, they want to make a point. This point they are making is, the way they make their own point is by shouting. They are arguing and they are screaming on top of their voices. And you will like, or I am like, why do you have to scream to argue? Why do you have to shout to argue? Isn't it best when you talk calmly, then people can understand you? Then people can follow what your point, you get your point. And when they are doing this, I get very scared, very sorry for them, that it's like it is my own heart that is being punched. These things are detrimental to our hearts. The shouting, the screaming, the anger, the unnecessary acts of grievance. You will see somebody just because he or she, I have seen it. I'm an African in Nigeria, and I've seen it in the Nigerian community. With all due respect to the Nigerian community, please don't get me wrong. Like I said, this is what I experience. This is what I see. You see, especially when they have issue with somebody, for example, a very easy thing as a right of way. For example, you want to pass because you've seen somebody walking towards you, and that person, you don't like him or you don't like her, or you guys have clashed before or something. Just maybe you guys have grudge towards one another, and you come across each other. Just a simple right of way, let me pass or make way. You will see the anger. He or she that is coming, or two of them coming towards one another, they have already, you see them boiling. Just a simple, I beg, make I pass. Ha! You will hear that other one will say, I'm sorry. You didn't mean to. Oh God, I didn't mean to laugh. I'm just trying to make it as as factual as possible. You will hear, oh God, you will hear, maybe just he or she just ask, make I pass. All hair will. Oh God, I'm very sorry. It's not funny. I really want to. Oh, I really want to let it out because pass, you will see the Mama, calm down. Oh, whew. I know I will get here. I try to avoid this part. You will see, just Abel, let me pass that. That's one we say. The other one, you will see the other one, the way the volcano eruption. You will see the fire, like everywhere will be shaking. The road not reach you, you know why it reach. They will be screaming, they will be shouting. It doesn't matter where they are. That's the funny part. It doesn't matter if it's in the mall, if it is in the mall, at the mall, or on the street, or in a cafe, in a shop, on this. It doesn't matter for them. They will just explode. So when I start to see these things and I start to put one and one together, piling all this information up and putting them together to see, to understand how it affects our hearts, you don't want to know. You don't want to know the damage or the damages that you are doing to your heart by just the behavior that you possess, that the way you handle situations. You get angry for every slight thing. You flare up in the slightest mistake. You shout, you scream. I've got something for you guys. I will read it so that you will know that I'm not just making all this up. I will quickly read something to you guys. This research was carried out in Harvard Education Health Center, and it reads: research shows that the 2 hours after an angry outburst, a person has a slightly higher risk of having chest pain, a heart attack, a stroke, or a risky heart rhythm. Anger causes an outpouring of stress hormones like adrenaline, which makes your heart beat faster and your heart pressure, your blood pressure rise. I'm not the one who said it. It's here in black and white. So the way we handle our hearts is so sad. The way some people, I know a lot of people out there also are very, very careful. And yeah, people ask me, for example, Alaba, you too patient, you too quiet, so you always they pick your word one after the other. You too calm. It works for me. That's my way. That's how I was brought up. I'm not going to change it now or change my ways now because I want to be heard or I want to make the loudest noise so that people can know I'm there. No, I'm sorry. That's me. This is my life. And I'm doing it because I know better. I'm even more quiet now than I used to be, because I know the importance of doing things the right way. And everything you do has a consequence in your body. It shows in one way or the other in your body. So I know better that I don't need to scream to make a point. Because I see a lot of people, they shout, they scream on top of their lungs just to pass a simple message. What? Excuse me. When I see these people doing this, I just wonder. I'm not even listening. If somebody is shouting to make a point to me, I'm not listening to what they are saying. I'm getting very concerned about them. Because I will just ignore everything you are saying, because this word you are shouting to put out there, it will just sound like a drum, like they are beating a drum in my ears. I will not take anything out of that, out of whatever thing that comes out of your mouth, because I feel you are just talking trash. You can simply say whatever you want to say or pass your message, even as quiet as you can, and people will get you. And you can be more focused when you are calm, when you talk to people. When you are calm, you talk to people. Whatever message you want to send out there, people get it. You don't scream. You don't need to scream. You don't need to shout to make a point. Nobody listens to people who scream. Why would I be listening to you when you are barking like a toothless bulldog? You can't make a point screaming, shouting. And that's where most of we Africans get it wrong. And each of those attitudes play a very negative role in our lives. And as an African, when another thing that is so bizarre, that is so annoying about us, I'm really sorry that I have to say this. What I found so annoying, we are not curious as a kind of as a people. We Africans, we are not curious. It's like we never want to improve in anything we do. We don't like to know. We don't like to care. When that research first came, that research of the average life expectancy of an African, this is way back, many years back that I first heard about it. I thought maybe by now I told you I'll digress a lot in the course of this discussion, because I'm still going to go back to the Caucasian and my findings about them. So I just want to clear this part of Africans and blacks and the way we deal with situations that affects our hearts. So don't think I forget. I'm still on that track. I'm just trying to lay a basic background so that you guys can follow and understand my point. Back to the research, that the average life expectancy of black people or African is like that. Please, if you know anything, any research center in Nigeria, because I'm from Nigeria, so I will be using Nigeria mostly on my analysis or my references. If you know any research center in Nigeria that has carried out their own research to counter this claim that Africans' lifespan is till 60 or 62 years, please let me know. Leave it in the comment section here. We are all learning. We can learn together. I want to hear from you. If you know if any African country has countered that claim that African life expectancy is 62 for the male and 65 for the female. Why I said we are not curious is when this research came out, I didn't hear that Africans they went all out to say, oh no, this is not true, or to really search to see why it is like that, to know why would the research be carried out on us and this is their findings. I've not heard anything that says otherwise. So that's why I said we Africans, we are too docile. We just, not all, please, with all due respect to the ones out there that are really doing their best to make sure that African community are recognized positively. Please don't, please, really, please, I really don't want you to come out here and start throwing whatever to me. Please, I really want you to let me know if you know anything to counter that claim. Why I said we are not curious, after all this research being carried out on Africans, and they find out this is what they see, I have not read, maybe I have not read, maybe it's out there somewhere. That's why I said if you know, if you've seen, let me know. Leave that link or leave it in the comment section so that I can also learn that yes, we have sort that part out. When we see things happen to us and somebody say things about us, we just leave it like that, and no one is doing anything to counter whatever claim they have carried out about us. No, I don't know if they do. Maybe they do. The Africans that lives in Europe or in the Western world, maybe they do their own research, but the research centers in Nigeria or Africa, I don't know if they do all those things. I don't want to waste a lot of time in this matter. Please, like I said, don't kill the messenger. Do not come for me. Whatever I'm going to say today, go out there and do your own findings. Go and do your own research. I know personally, like me, I am this kind of person. When a friend or family, anybody close to me, we are together and they make a remark about me, I usually do this. That's why I said please don't kill the messenger. I usually do this. When you say something, if it's a positive remark about me, I remember a long time ago, a friend of mine came to my house and she said, because I'm left-handed, I'm getting better now because over the years I try to use my my both hands. But I grew up to know that I was left-handed, and my left hand is still the most dominating part of my both hands. So she came and I was just doing, I don't remember what I was doing, and she said, nothing good comes out of left-handed people. And she said that word like trivially, and I was like, immediately I wanted to react, but being the kind of person I am, I don't just react. I always, well, in whatever situation I find myself, I always like to just sit back. If no matter what it is, I always just like to sit back and observe and try to know why that thing is like that. So when she said that she left, I got thinking, because this is who I am. I wasn't thinking of the person who made that remark. I was thinking of what she said, and I quickly went to do a research on left-handed people. What are the negative aspects of left-handed people? Does it have any is it detrimental? Can you know, I just got curious in general, and in that findings I saw there are more positive positive things, positive findings to left-handed people, more advantages to left-handed people, that even broadened my, because if she didn't say that word that day, I wouldn't have got so curious to know what left hand, if there's any negative thing about left hand or there's positive. I wouldn't have on my own just sit down and research left hand. I found out that there was no big deal about being a left-handed person. In fact, according to research, left-handed people are even okay, I won't say it. You can do that. You do that findings yourself, so that I don't blow my own horn. Okay, so it doesn't bother me. Why I use myself in this situation is, I can tell you that each time or any time anybody say anything to me, if it's positive, I never look at the person who says it. If it's positive, I go into I take my time, I rethink, I digest everything that person says, and I try to see if, okay, he says it's positive, I would like to work better to improve myself. And if it's a negative remark, I will look at myself. If, for example, you tell me, and you too dey shout, so each time I will be talking to people, I will try to constrain myself. That thing will stick in my head, that yes, that somebody has already said that Alaba dey shout too much. Maybe that person didn't really mean it to malicious, or maybe just out of joke. But I feel before somebody could say something about you, that person must have thought about that thing, or maybe they must have observed that thing about you. So one way or the other, they want to find a way to pass the message to you. And I will take those they call it positive and negative criticism. If you cannot take criticism, you cannot grow. If you always want to hear positive, like I said, I'll be digressing a lot, so let me just leave it there for now. So I'll come to the Caucasian. In the course of my findings, I came up with the difference or the conclusion between the difference between we Africans and the Caucasian. we are very contrast in character, in behavior, very contrast. Yes, we are all human beings. Of course we are all human beings, but we have different we all have different culture. So I work closely with the Caucasian, the white people. Not just that I work with them, I go into their homes because my job requires me to work in their homes. I'm a domestic worker. Do you get? I work with their family. I work with the kids. I go to even the most their sanctuary, which is their bedroom. They live like open books, these people. Don't tell me now, oh, because now Igbo. No, I'm not trying to praise them. Yes, I can say I'll praise their attitude, but that doesn't mean that they are perfect. So you can never go to their homes and see that their homes are having any kind of secret things that you get shocked to see. There's no part of the home that is not accessible. So in the course of my findings, I got very close to them even more than I used to really understand that theory, that findings, that research results that said the white people, the average life expectancy of black people is this, and the average life expectancy of white people is that. They live longer than us. So that makes me very curious. And I was observing them. Do you know that when they have a party and they invite even 1,000 people into that event or to that event, all you will hear in that party is maybe the sound of cutleries that they used to eat, or bottles they used to drink, wine glasses they used to drink. Or it's not that they are not talking, they are talking. There is DJ in one corner doing playing the music. There are speakers, loud speakers, but you can't hear any uncalled for sound or noise. Like you hear the shouting and screaming. No. That's why I remember way back when they invite you to a party, we don't like to go. I don't like to go because I feel it's so boring, so quiet. You don't feel the vibe, typical Africans. We don't feel that vibe. We don't feel that, we should. No, we don't like to attend those parties because we feel it's boring. But this is how they live. And this is what they do that keeps them or make them live longer. When they are talking to you, the Oyinbo, I'll be using Oyinbo to to call them, so that I don't always make that give you that idea that they are white people and all that. When the Oyinbos, when they talk to you, when they are talking to you, you will always want to go closer so you can hear what they are saying. It's not that they are not talking, they are talking, and there are still those of them that still talk like us. And they have loud voices, but it's not because they have loud voices you hear them shouting like a malu. No. So they talk in a very mild tone, and I started to observe and say, why are these people like this? They take life so simple, they take life so easy. You can never hear five white people will be talking on the street today until you pass them by before you even know that they are talking. Before you will hear them, until you are very close to them, then pass by before you know that these people are talking. They are calm. They are simple. They live very simple, easy life. And we used to say back in the days that they can fear. Those people, they can fear. No mind them, they can fear. No, they are not afraid. They are not afraid at all. It's just their culture. And that culture keeps them alive, keeps them longer. If you shout now, you shout on them, instead of them to react back, you just see them walk away. Do you think you are smarter than them walking away? No. They feel, or the message they are trying to pass back to you is that you don't want their time, you don't want their energy. You cannot make them to disturb their heart. That's why you just see them, they walk away. Even when they are walking away, you will still see us, they will still go, they shout, they do, so that you show your power and intimidate them. It's not that they are afraid of you. It's just they just want you to understand that it's not by so doing that makes you win or make sense to them. And do you know another terrible thing about them that they do to us? If they want to look for us, they always say we are very aggressive, and they know the right button to push. They can just do something just because we now, like I earlier said, when the body don't pepper us, they will just know what to do. They want to see that reaction. For them, that reaction is fun. It's an entertainment. While we are destroying our own heart, they are safeguarding their own hearts. So guys, I really want us to start doing things differently. And I think the African community and the Nigerian community should really start to organize a reorientation studies for we Africans. We need to reorientate our way of life, the way we do things. We cannot continue to do the same thing and expect a different result. Let's start from now. If you don't know before, if you never thought about it, that maybe your behavior affects your hearts indirectly, start to understand it now. That every single time you make unnecessary you take unnecessary action affects your heart, and that reduce the lifespan of your heart. You don't have to react to everything you hear. You should not allow people to provoke you. Don't let them provoke you. Learn how to shield those anger when they are coming. Know how to handle it. When you hear something, if you are the kind of person that just don't know how to handle anger, try please, just for this after you see this video, just try to think differently. Start to handle matters differently. You don't need to tell people how you feel in a loud way to express yourself. If you have to express yourself, if you have to let people know that what they are doing to you is wrong, there is a very simple way to do that. If you approach the person and let them, if you have to, if you must, something is bothering you in your heart and you want to let it out, it doesn't have to be a bombshell or a explosion. You can easily handle that just by simple, calm way of talking, of addressing the matter. Our heart needs peace. It needs tranquility. It needs rest. That is the only thing it needs to make it work to the capacity that it ought to. Each time you work your heart out unnecessarily, you are damaging it. You are reducing the lifespan, and you are reducing your lifespan. From what I read, it took me back to when I was what I read to you guys just now, the research that has been carried out. It made me remember when I was way younger. There was this woman, our neighbor. This woman quarreled with everybody in that compound. Every day you will see her quarreling, shouting, screaming, every time. There will not be a day that will pass that this woman will not quarrel, will not shout, you will not hear her voice. Every time, every time. There was this fateful day. We were all, I think it was one of the weekends, whether Saturday or Sunday though. We were all outside, just chilling. And suddenly we heard her. She just breezed out of the house and stood at on the streets, outside of the house, like that. She had a grandchild, a granddaughter on her back. She was backing that baby then. And you see like the fire in her. She's vibrating, she's shouting, she's screaming. She was quarreling with somebody. And of a sudden, we heard her. I don't know, I think I was inside, even though I heard her voice. I know because where we lived was very close to the street. Our room was close to the street, so I can see from the corner where she was standing, just where she was standing. And I heard her saying in our language, in Benin language, "Unwell, unwell, unwell." That she's saying, my head, and she was turning, she was spinning, like moving clockwise. We thought, I came out and everybody was like looking at her. What's wrong with this woman? Her children were there. The mother of the baby she was carrying, her daughter, was there. Other people from her compound, because our house was very close. Just when you are in the building, you will think it's the same building, except when you come out. There was a way they built the house then. And immediately she just pained and she fell backward with the baby on her back. And that was it. Right there, right that time. That was how that woman ended. They couldn't, she didn't move past that minute. She just immediately, as she was doing that, immediately she fell. That was the end of her life. When I was doing this, my research, I started to think back, and I thought back to that woman, and I said, yes, this must have been what happened to her. She must have gotten a stroke or a serious case of what do you call it, of a heart attack. She didn't survive it. When you keep worrying yourself, bothering yourself, working your heart at there, God has, like I said, God has already, our body is a perfect machine. Everything that works inside of us, all the organs, God has made it so perfect that they know what to do. They are not artificial. They are original parts inside of your body that God has made so perfect, that knows what to do and when to do those things. When your blood is carrying, when your heart is carrying the blood through all the capillaries, all the veins in your body, everything in your body, it's set to do that at its own pace. So when you start to shout and do all these things, working the heart, the heart will work over time. Over time. It won't be regular anymore. It will just be like a machine, a car that you buy and has an engine problem. When you buy a car, your car have an engine problem, you know the wahala you will face. That's how it is with your heart too. By the time your heart is having issues, I'm sorry my dear, it can only get worse. That's just the bitter truth. If you keep overworking your heart unnecessarily when you are not a sports person, you don't do sports, and you are working your heart unnecessarily so hard, putting too many pressure on it, eventually it will pack up, or it will be damaged, that God forbid they start looking for a heart transplant and all that. It's better we live with our own original body parts. There's nothing that is as great as it is having your own original body parts. I know sometimes there are diseases that just attack the heart that doesn't have to do with your behavior at all. Maybe some are genetical, some are just accidents, some are things that just happen to the heart that it is not your fault, that you cannot avoid that. But if you can avoid your heart being in trouble, please do. Please, because when you don't get illness inside your body, you don't know what God has done for you. You don't. So if you find any value in this video today, let me know. Leave your comment in the comment section below. If you are watching from Facebook, leave me a comment, like and share this video. If you are watching from YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe, leave your message. Let me know how you feel. If you find any value in this video today, if you want me to make any more of this kind of video, let me know. Anything that concerns your health, our health, any parts of our health or organ of our body that you want me to talk about, let me know. Leave it in the comment section below. Like, share, subscribe to this channel, please. I really love to grow my channel, and with your help I know that I can achieve that. Don't forget to click on the notification bell icon, and on that bell you will see all, and press on the all. In that way, each time I upload a new video, you will be the first to be notified. If you find anything valuable in this video today, let me know. Help me to understand what your situation is. We can discuss it in the comment section, and I'll see you